everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving in deep to a company that is one of the best blenders around. That's right, it's Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery number 8, or El Ocho, as they say south of the border. Now, we don't do much Bardstown Discovery, or Bardstown in general on this channel, because A, it's expensive, B, it's not sold in Pennsylvania, and C, it's expensive. So, I just don't come across them too often, even when I'm out of state hunting, but I did run into the Soul Discovery Series 8. Now, I've had samples of some other ones, and if you want to go, Bourbon Bill, what's your preferred one? So far, I would say it's Discovery Series 4 was my favorite of all time. Out of the samples that I've tried 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I've tried them all, but 4 was my favorite. The first bottle of Discovery Series that I owned is number 8 right here. So, you know, they've been adding Dickel in them since number 5. I think 5 on through they've added Dickel. Now number 9's out, and guess what? There's a little bit of Tennessee Dickel in it. But this number 8 here is special beyond, it's just that it's number 8. You know why it's special? No Dickel in the blend. And this is a Bourye, or Bourye, however you prefer to say it. This is their first one, and on top of that, it's got stave finishing. Holy smokes! They went all out here for number 8. So, it'll be up on your screen, but 66% of this is Kentucky 12 year. Well, that's good. 17% is Indiana 7 year rye. A 51% rye. So, 17% of this is a 7-year MGP barely legal rye. 11% is a 12-year Canadian light whiskey, 100% corn. Well, that's interesting. And last but not least, 6% of this is a 6-year Indiana MGP 95.5 rye. Now, if you scan the little QR code here and you go to their website, they'll tell you that they then finish this in 5 different staves. I think they only list like 3, but anyway, there's like 5 different staves they finish in this whole blend. Once it's all blended together, they drop 5 staves in, like they're playing Maker's Mark here or something. So we're pretty excited for this one, and it just says blended whiskey on the front, which kind of cheapens it because it's not really bourbon anymore at this point, right? If it's got Canadian corn whiskey in it and rye and bourbon all mixed together. Color fairly dark on this. All right, let's give it a nosing. I'm quite excited for this one. Oh my good lord, that's good. I get tons of chocolate, just like cocoa powder wafting off the nose. I get a nice chunk of sweet seasoned oak in there. And I get some underlying red fruits, but that's not the predominant note. This is a very sweet, probably from the addition of the 100% corn whiskey. Very sweet. A lot of baking spices in here, but it's like chocolate raspberries now on the nose. It's like a chocolate raspberry stuffed in an oak box. God, that smells good. Now, before I drink it, I almost forgot to tell you the most important part here, the proof. 114.1. Compute. 57.05% alcohol by volume. So there you go. 114 proof. Just a real nice proof point on this. Let's give it a sip. Wow, that is so good. Damn. Tons of chocolate, sweet oak. There's rye spice in the end. Good long finish. Man, I am pleased with that. The chocolate comes through, like I said, a little bit of red fruit, seasoned oak, and then bam, that rye spice in there. I don't really get the 12-year Canadian light whiskey, which is 11% of this. I don't know. I'm not picking that up. Let's take another sip. This got to be one of the most complex Discovery series to date. Bill's rating tonight, A++. This bottle is, I think, 140, 150 MSRP, somewhere in there. It drinks like it's worth that much, which is more than I can say for some of the other Discovery series. So, me not being a Discovery series fanboy, but liking number 4, obviously if you can't get number 4 anymore, probably not. But I would buy this one. I really would. I'd probably skip 5, 6, and 7, and I would definitely pick up 8. Now, I know number 9's out, but like I said earlier, it's back to a little bit of Dickel in the mix. I don't think it's, finished in the 5 staves. It's not a Bourye rye. This bottle here will likely appear in my tops for 2022. It probably will, for sure. I really can't say enough good things about it. And it's a buy. But now, we wouldn't end the night without comparing this to the other hitter of a Bourye rye from this year. Dun dun dun. Wild Turkey Master's Keep Unforgotten 2022 release. Oh boy. Coming in at 105 proof. Compute 52.5% alcohol by volume. So a little lower proof, but a delicious blend of 13-year-old bourbon and like 7 or 8-year-old rye. It's the only other Bourye rye I've owned this year. And it seems fitting to compare. We're now entering the part of this video that is basically the best Bourye rye of 2022, because these are the only 2 Bourye ryes that I got in 2022. So, here's the Wild Turkey. Oh, it just has that delicious turkey smell to it. If you're a Wild Turkey fan, you know what I mean. It's just the caramels, the brown sugars, like the oak, but like it's almost like a salty oak a little bit. Gosh. And this one's got rye spice on the nose. What a delicious smelling bourbon. This one I would say is lighter. It's not as deep dark and chocolatey rich as a Discovery series here. This is a you can tell it's aged oak, but it's uplifting. It's a little more brighter. Almost like some apple pie with oak. Caramels, tons of caramels. Let's take a sip. Oh man. Delicious turkey flavor. Then it comes down, then it's like boom, a roller coaster, rye spice, caramel, long finish for 105 proof. That is one of the most well put together Bourye ryes I've ever tasted. I'll link it above. I did a review solely on the Wild Turkey by itself. It is a buy, even though it was like $230 this year in PA. I think MSRP was like maybe $200, $220, but I think I paid $230 for this one. It's expensive, and I struggle with the price point because of Russell's Reserve 13 only being $100 this year. But if you want a Wild Turkey Master's Keep and you want a perfectly executed Bourye rye or Bourye rye, Wild Turkey Unforgotten would be a good one. Alright, now back to our Discovery Series 8. This is just all cocoa, raspberries, deep darker. Man, and we love a deeper, darker profile here in this channel. Let's take a sip. I gotta say, I probably dig the palate more of the Discovery series, but that's just my jam. It's that deep, dark, and rich flavor profile. But I will say it's a little bit more chaotic in terms of the flavors, right? You got like bunch of different blends of whiskey in there going on, and you got 5 stave finishings. It's very complex, but it is a bit chaotic in the palate journey. Alright, back to the Wild Turkey. Wow. I think And I love that Wild Turkey. I think the Wild Turkey's going to win, but I don't think the Wild Turkey is worth an additional $80. Maybe 20 or 30, but it's not. It was overpriced. The Masters Keep series really needs to come down in terms of their pricing. They're too high. $200. They're just not there. They're like a $150 bottle. You know what I'm saying? There you have it, folks. Little hidden episode for you. Bourbon Bill's best Bourye of 2022. Boom! Goes to the Wild Turkey Masters Keep Unforgotten. This is fantastic. Is it too expensive? Yes. Is it a buy? Yeah, probably. I don't think there's a better executed Bourye out there. Now, if you couldn't find that or you don't want to spend the money, my second place, and by the skin of its little teeth, the second place was Discovery Series 8. This is, and I will say this is definitively the best Discovery Series since number 4. Although I've not had 9, if one of my subscribers, viewers, has number 9, send me a sample. I'll gladly review it. Early reviews indicate that this is still better than number 9. So, this is the one to have if you don't have 4. If you couldn't find the Wild Turkey's Masters Keep, they're not identical palate-wise or close to it. But if you want a good Bourye, this will suffice. If your flavor profile is more up my alley, that deep, dark, and rich, you may prefer the Discovery Series actually to the Wild Turkey Masters Keep. It's going to depend on exactly how your palate is. I still think this is better executed, but this is probably more in my palate wheelhouse. So if you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button, folks. Have a great evening, everybody.